This is Mac OS Ken.
Dispatches from the COVID times, a couple of Apple car stories, and 3 tales of TV. It is Friday, the 10th of September, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get 20% off your system plus your first month free when you sign up for interactive monitoring service at simplysafe.com/macOSCan. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSCan. 2 tales of #these times in which we live. First, Microsoft is practically nailing the out-of-office sign in place. Engadget says Mr. Softy has delayed back-to-work at work plans indefinitely. That does, of course, not mean forever. It does, however, mean that they have no idea when folks will need their lanyards. Most recently, says Engadget, the aim was to fully reopen the headquarters in Redmond, Washington, and several other U.S. offices no earlier than the 4th of October. Now the site has Microsoft's corporate VP for modern work writing in a blog post, "Given the uncertainty of COVID-19, we've decided against attempting to forecast a new date for a full reopening of our U.S. work sites, in favor of opening U.S. work sites as soon as we're able to do so safely, based on public health guidance. It's a stark reminder that this is a new normal," wrote the oh-so-modern manager. "Our ability to come together will ebb and flow." All of this time apart seems to have brought us closer to our electronics, especially so for Apple fans. Apple Insider highlights new numbers from the Brand Intimacy COVID update from market researcher MBLM. According to the Apple Insider summation, Apple's customers have expressed an increasingly strong emotional attachment to the brand during the COVID-19 pandemic as they become more reliant on the company and its services. Points pointed out from the MBLM survey of 3,000 respondents, 50% of users said they used Apple's devices and services more during the pandemic. Apple was the only common brand to land on the top 5 for both male and female respondents. Apple was also the only shared brand across all ages studied, coming in first for 18 to 34-year-olds, first for 35 to 44-year-olds, and second among 45 to 64-year-olds. Apple was on top for folks making between $35,000 and $100,000 a year. The company was second for folks earning $150,000 or more annually. As for levels of attachment, Apple Insider's write-up says before the pandemic, 33% of users said they can't live without Apple and its services. That figure increased to 40% last year and stood at 48% in 2021. Likewise, the percentage of intimate users grew from 41% pre-COVID to 51% in 2020 and 52% this year. Overall, the piece says the firm found consumers became more committed to the brands they used during the pandemic, a result of deeper emotional attachments, driven in part by uncertain times. Deep and growing love for Apple products may have played into another raised target. Philip Elmer DeWitt's Apple 3.0 ran part of a note from Piper Sandler analyst Harsh Kumar on Thursday. First, the potentially bad news from his note. We recently surveyed 1,000 Americans, and only 6% plan to buy or upgrade to the iPhone 13 this fall or winter. In our eyes, we were a bit surprised by the lack of interest in the upcoming iPhone launch. Hang on a second. Didn't I say deep and growing love? I did indeed. However, his note continues, based on our conversations with multiple AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile stores, iPhone 12 demand remains strong as trade-in programs and overall strong features continue to push adoption. Given the iPhone 12's popularity and the still largely unpenetrated 5G install base, we see the iPhone 13 continuing the momentum, even if the features are mostly similar to the iPhone 12. Once pricing and features are announced, we suspect interest for the iPhone 13 will pick up dramatically, again, as people continue to move to 5G. Kumar has an overweight rating on the Cupertino Company's shares. He used this week's note to up his price target on the shares $10 to $175. Apple's same-day delivery has found its way to Canada. iMore highlights a report from Mobile Syrup that says the convenience of shopping without actually shopping has hit the Great White North. Well, the busy parts of it anyway. Perhaps not surprisingly, the piece says the same-day option appears to be tied to major cities like Ontario and Vancouver, and that more rural addresses didn't seem to be included. But folks who can get it quick. According to iMore, customers who place orders before 10:30 a.m. Eastern can get products including the iPhone 12 shipped to their house between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. on the same day, with the report stating that this is available for multiple products. While it is an option for some, it is not a free option for anyone. Same-day delivery tax an additional $13 onto a given order, according to the report. The head of Apple Watch is reportedly heading up Apple's car project. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman has penned a piece saying Kevin Lynch has been tapped to fill the position vacated by Doug Field. Field left for a job at Ford earlier this week. The piece says Lynch first started working on the project earlier this year when he took over teams handling the underlying software. Now he is overseeing the whole group, which also includes hardware engineering and work on self-driving sensors, said people who asked not to be identified because the move isn't public. The article is longer than that, but, well, calling Gurman excitable on the Apple car thing would probably be spot on. Another interesting car report to round out the week. Mac Rumors highlights a report from South Korea's Mail Economic Daily that says Apple is going its own way on the car thing, and it started lining up parts suppliers to make it. According to the report, Apple started with its own automotive hardware development back in 2014. In 2016, it pretty much shuttered that division, focusing on the self-driving software, while pursuing production deals with the likes of BMW, Hyundai, Nissan, and Toyota. 5 years later, it is ready to go it alone again. Mac Rumor says Apple is believed to have decided that it could not delay the launch of its car any further, which does not mean it's coming out tomorrow. The South Korean report has vehicles rolling off the line between 2025 and 2027. More news in a moment, but first a word from SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. For years, SimpliSafe has protected the interior of people's homes against break-ins, fire, and water damage. Now they've got an eye on the outside with the SimpliSafe wireless outdoor security camera. This brings the same ease of use as the rest of your gear to your home's exterior. It's got an ultra-wide 140-degree field of view, 1080p HD resolution with an 8x zoom, an easy-to-remove rechargeable battery, which means there is no outlet required. Just mount the thing where you need it. Great specs for your eyes outside, and it integrates with your SimpliSafe home security system. Setting up my SimpliSafe system was, yes, simple. Add in the outdoor camera, and that means every door, window, and room is protected. That is your whole home covered. Safety and simplicity, inside and out. That's SimpliSafe. To learn more about the exciting new SimpliSafe wireless outdoor security camera, visit simplisafe.com/macOSKen. What's more, SimpliSafe is celebrating this new camera by offering 20% off your entire new system and your first month of monitoring service free when you enroll in interactive monitoring. SIMPLI. Again, that's simplysafe.com/macOScan. Chutzpah, thy name is Epic. CNET ran a piece on Thursday that had Fortnite maker Epic Games asking to have its developer account reactivated by Apple. Epic made the request because it wants to put Fortnite back on the App Store in South Korea. I told you last week of South Korea's proclamation that Apple and Google would have to allow third-party payment options in their respective app stores. In keeping with its trollish ways, Epic did not wait for the request to play out, choosing instead to telegraph its move on Twitter. Thursday evening, the game maker tweeted, "Epic has asked Apple to restore our Fortnite developer account. Epic intends to re-release Fortnite on iOS in Korea, offering both Epic payment and Apple payment side by side in compliance with the new Korean law." Surprising no one, Apple declined the Epic request. A few hours after the tweet from Epic, Axios ran the following statement from Apple. "As we've said all along, we would welcome Epic's return to the App Store if they agree to play by the same rules as everyone else. Epic has admitted to breach of contract, and as of now, there's no legitimate basis for reinstatement of their developer account." It may be time to send your third-generation Apple TV to live on a farm where it can run and play with other aging technology. Apple Insider says the Disney-owned apps for ESPN and ABC News are going dark for the device near the beginning of next month. Starting the 4th of October 2021, the report says the apps will no longer be available on the older Apple TV set-top boxes. An in-app message directs users to continue using the apps on Apple TV 4K, iPhone, or iPad, or via AirPlay. Services have been circling the device's drain for a good bit of this year. The CBS All Access app dropped support for the 9-year-old device in March. Since then, the YouTube app has stopped working on the machine, as has the app for Fox Now. With so much content in so many places, it kind of feels like award season never ends, doesn't it? News of 2 more nominations for Apple TV Plus, this time from the Edinburgh TV Awards. The Mac Observer says Trying and Ted Lasso have both picked up noms, though the Ted Lasso nomination is surprising. According to the piece, Trying, the British-made series about a couple's fertility and adoption journey, is nominated in the Best Comedy Series category. Ted Lasso is up for Best International Drama, taking on the likes of The Queen's Gambit and Lovecraft Country. It's not surprising that Ted Lasso would be nominated for an award. Seems hardly a day goes by when it's not. But it's not a drama. I mean, it has dramatic moments, and it is an important TV show if such things still exist. But even Apple lists it as a comedy, mostly because it is. Still, a nomination's a nomination. Winners will be announced on the 21st of October. And finally today, the Apple TV Plus drama C may be enjoying a Donda-style record. Deadline ran a report on Thursday saying that C is the most-watched returning drama series on Apple TV Plus, after its second season premiere at the end of August. My initial thought was that it was the only returning drama series so far for the Cupertino streamer, though a quick spin through the drama section reminded me of For All Mankind and Truth Be Told, both of which I'd forgotten. Citing secret sources said to know something about something, Deadline says Season 2 viewership over the first 2 weeks is said to be up nearly 30% over the same period of Season 1 in the US. Rolling with the same secret peeps, Deadline says promotional efforts and outreach of its stars to their millions of followers led to double-digit audience growth from the first week of the second season to the second. Sounds good. So why say it's probably a Donda-style record? Because the morning show is coming back soon. Quoting the report again, C's record likely soon will be eclipsed by the return of Apple TV Plus's signature drama series, the Emmy-winning The Morning Show, whose second season premieres on Friday, the 17th of September. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get 20% off your system plus your first month free when you sign up for interactive monitoring service at simplysafe.com/macOSCan. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSCan. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macoscan.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.